Hello, and welcome to a special episode of the Eschaton on RP Glory. Uh, Thank you so much for checking in. Um, with us today is oh, and I already realized that I'm playing musical boxes.
I was just looking at the names on the stream. It's not.
So with us today is Mythematic from Encounter Roleplay. Uh, uh, Logan from who's Fromthehollow, and our GM in residence, Hasse.
Not today.
Yes. Yeah, today I'm going to be venturing into the GM chair while also frantically rearranging everybody's window labels so that it's no more confusing than need be. So, how are you guys doing?
Doing well. I'm excited.
I can't wait to play.
Excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm super excited. We were talking about character concepts and things, and a lot of cool concepts were put on the table, and a lot of cool concepts were grabbed. So I'm excited. I think, Logan, you made a character out of your own mind, right? While mine was...
Yes, I did.
Mine was more born from the mind of RP Glory. But I'm excited. I don't know anything about the fate system, so that's going to be fun for me.
Okay. Well, I'll start with a brief overview. I did want to mention that unfortunately Will was scheduled to be on, but unfortunately couldn't make it due to a bomb scare, which is freaky. But
Yeah.
I think he's okay. It sounds like it was.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also I think he's en route right now. I think he's all right. It's just he's now on the train, so he won't be able to make it. So everything's fine. But yeah, he just unfortunately cannot make it today. So that is all right. There is enough of us to make awesome things happen.
Yes.
You don't need that guy anyway.
And,
Oh, wow.
And no one has blown up yet.
No one's blown up yet.
Okay.
That's a good start.
So let me see. A primer on Fate. It's a very loose system as compared to D&D. So it's the characters that you guys will be playing are fairly well detailed. But it's possible to jump in with like just an idea and for like a high concept and maybe one skill and just kind of fill things in as you go. And the system uses a very sort of strange dice arrangement. Rather than like rolling a single die 20 or like 3 die 6, it uses these things called fate dice, and on them each facing has yes, and there's an example roll. Let me pull that up. Oh, that's not coming up the way I would like it to. Anyway, I will fight with that in a bit. Each facing has either a plus sign, a minus sign, or a blank face. So for any roll any skill roll you do, you'll get a result between +4 and -4. And you just apply that to whatever the appropriate skill is, and that is the result you get. So it So you can actually get like a negative result. Usually for success, you need like at least a +2, which is which is called an average result, and for slightly. And for slightly more difficult things, you may need like a +4, which is equivalent to a great result. And the game is very much driven by aspects, which are these short descriptive phrases, either of parts of a character or they can be actually aspects can be applied to a scene. They are just sort of a built-in way of both describing the like flavor and fiction of a thing, and they have a mechanical interaction in that they can be called upon for a bonus to a roll. Often you'll need to spend a resource called a fate point to access it, but when you do, you can boost something, or if the fate dice are truly against you, you can just use them to use that fate die to re-roll entirely without the boost. And I've also applied a couple of hacks to the system, but we will get to those later. There's no need to worry about them for now. Do you guys want to jump in, or?
So what you're telling me about the system is I just roll the dice next to the character sheet, and then you tell me what happens, right?
Yep. Easy as that.
Yeah, awesome. And I think I get it. There's a bunch of pluses and minuses due to skills that I have. I also have aspects, which are just like one-liners that I can use for my benefit to weave the role play, right? Does that make sense?
Essentially, yeah. They both describe your character, and when you like don't get quite high enough on a roll to do what you would like to accomplish, you can look and see if any of your aspects play into what you're doing, and if they do, then you can say, for example, let's see.
Not alter, but
okay. Let me pull up your character real quick. Lexander.
Alexander Myriad Vorexal Hooverud.
You.
That is I.
So one of your aspects is medieval mindset.
Yeah.
So anytime you were, say, making a overcome being, let's say, squeamish at the sight of a bunch of corpses, you could say, well, Lexander has after the roll you could say Lexander has a medieval mindset and would not be bothered by such a scene of horror. He's used to it. And bam, you'd have the +2
cool.
or the reroll.
Okay, sweet. To rerolls, awesome.
Okay.
All right, I'll probably be using that to my benefit.
Sure.
Sweet.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you're using this a lot, Gordon. Calm down.
So, come to think of it, before we jump into the story, let's go over the characters a little bit. And since I have yours open, yes, you're playing Lexander Myriad Vorexal Hugh variant special augment, and normally you won't have to worry about anything after Alexander. It's this
Yeah.
sort of flavor.
Etc.
So couple of things on the sheet that would normally have more of a mechanical effect during the character creation process, but you don't have to worry about now, are culture, that describes just what kind of background you have. In this case, Lost Colony essentially means that you haven't had any contact, at least in an extremely long time, with the sort of overarching meta society that that is the Eschaton setting. You've been on this like fringe world called Tantalos 5. For genotype, it's gen-engineered human. That is so we're using the Mindjammer rules, which is a sort of a standalone version of Fate. It incorporates everything that the normal Fate core has, and then builds a bunch of crunch on top of it. And so it has a bunch of genotypes that describe things like sentient starships, uplifted animals, stuff like that. In your case, you're essentially look human, but were built, originally built like in a lab from the ground up to appear human, but be superior to them, under the hood.
So like Fifth Element barbarian.
Totally.
Yeah. Multipass.
And then there's Tech Index, which describes what level of technology you're used to. Yours is T2, which is Metal Age. So you're perfectly comfortable with axes and shields and the normal like medieval barbarian level
barbaric stuff.
yeah.
Just like it's like genetically altered barbarian in space, which is really fun. Yeah.
Okay, so your aspects, and again, these are things that you can call upon and describe you, but that is essentially the only mechanical effect. They're not like there isn't like specific rules behind them in terms of like say a feat or like a background in D&D, gives you specific things. This is more of a call upon and descriptor. So the first one, which is your high concept, is genetically engineered Forgotten Sentinel. That first aspect describes who or what you are at the core. The second one, medieval mindset, is sort of your great downfall. It's your trouble. So while it sometimes you can call upon it for a bonus anyway, it often is going to be something that I'll call upon, and I haven't covered this before in the rules. In addition to using an aspect to get a bonus, sometimes I'll ask for something that's called a compel, which means I'll offer you a fate point, that resource that you can use to call upon things. But if you take that fate point, it means that whatever aspect I'm compelling is causing you to essentially fail a roll and complicate your life.
Awesome.
And if you have access to the other characters, if you see a situation come up where you think that a compel would fit, by all means shout it out. It's it's often helpful and always interesting when they come up. When for yourself, if you come across a situation where you think, oh yeah, that medieval mindset would totally mess with me, or one of the other aspects, just where just being a genetically engineered sentinel, or just that one word forgotten might work against you. You can use that to suggest a compel.
Cool.
Okay, so next up is a belief, this is a hack to the system. This is something sort of drawn from Luke Crane's Burning Wheel. It's still an aspect, but it's a different version of it. It's a belief is something that your character is sort of driven to do, and if we're doing like a ongoing campaign, it would work towards your character advancement. Normally in Fate, you kind of advance just by warming a chair and being there as significant accomplishments are made, but there isn't like experience in the D&D sense of I kill that thing and get some XP. With this hack, anytime a belief comes up that you act upon in a way that complicates things for your character, whether or not it's actually done as a compel, you would get an advancement point towards increasing your skills and other abilities. So that first belief is, if I'm awake, that means there is a grave threat to the world. I'll make no half measures in uncovering and in eliminating it. Essentially, that just means that. I guess that's fairly straightforward.
It's kind of like Master Chief.
Sure.
I mean, he wakes up. There's got to be a threat. So
yeah.
That's what he believes. That's what at least Lexander believes.
There must be something to stop.
Yes. Then the next belief is the people of this time have grown soft and weak. I will show them how to be strong again.
Make the galaxy great again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. And those go on. If you have any questions about any of your aspects, or want to make a last minute change, let me know.
Sure.
Okay. Next up are skills. These are the abilities you would be rolling on. They're rather than having stats like strength and dex, Fate just instead has skills, so that you don't have a secondary level towards generating what you're good at. You just pick more exactly, and it's things like athletics, which helps you get out of the way in a fight. Knowledge, which is essentially all lores wrapped up into one. Stealth. They're probably pretty more or less self-explanatory, with perhaps with the exception of interface, which is the ability to access the psi web, which is sort of like the internet of the future. It's like a direct link to your mind. Yours has been probably dormant for a very long time, but you do have that information available when you deign to access it. Then stunts. These are abilities that are pretty much specific to your character. Like it's possible for two people to have the same stunt, but since you can like define them yourself, they tend to be unique. And so Alexander has War Mind, +2 to knowledge checks involving tactics and warfare. That's pretty straightforward. Ultra Durable, which gives you Armor 1. Essentially that just means if something hits you, the result is reduced before we figure out any effects. Then Warseer, I mentioned a little bit about fate points. You have the special ability to use one of those fate points to determine the most likely outcome of a proposed action or impending event. And then you have this nasty-ass sword, and the
Death Rune Sword, yeah.
Yes.
Aspects apply to all enemies in conflict area, are one level of severity higher, so long as they involve injury or death. That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a bunch of jargon, but it essentially means anytime you hit someone with that sword and actually connect, it's gonna really hurt.
Yeah, cool. I like it.
Yeah. And it's unlikely to be just like a temporary inconvenience for them. It's really easy to like chop people's heads off, and possible in a single swing. Whereas normally it takes a few some going around and setting up advantages to actually finish somebody off.
Yeah.
And then Seer's Mount Mastery, sort of like the Tarna, or the last Tarakian from Heavy Metal. You can show up when needed on the fantastical mount that you can describe. Sort of anytime you need to.
Cool.
All right. So I'm probably going to move a little bit more quickly in going over the other characters. Let me make sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Andre de Ulnar?
De Ulnar, yep.
Okay. So you have essentially the head of an octopus, or that resembles an octopus, with with the body of the man,
Yep.
and sort of a psionicist and former thief. Did you want to talk a little bit about Andre?
Yeah. So he sort of has these shards of memories, and he believes it to be with what was done to him. He wasn't always the way he is now. This was definitely some genetic surgery, some altering, and as a result, his spinal column is encased in some kind of metal that he doesn't know what it is. And connected from the back of his head to the spinal column are these tubes, also made out of some strange metal. He sort of he didn't know who he was or what to do with himself, really. He woke up not knowing his name even, and he's spent some time just doing any job for the right price, basically. So whoever wants to buy anything, he'll steal it for him. In his most recent assignment, he was contracted to steal some technology, but he later found out it wasn't exactly what it was supposed to be. I don't know if you guys want me to go into that now or.
Sure. In brief.
Okay, yeah. He actually ended up stealing another character named Rosalind. Yeah, whoops, my bad. And he's very, very conflicted about it. Actually, he's never had any sort of like moral dilemma before, at least that he can remember. But when he found out that this was another person and another sort of almost like he sees her as a sort of experiment as he sees himself, he's very, very conflicted about what to do and the fact that he actually did it.
Like experiments.
Yeah.
The feels.
Also, he has these tentacles that he can withdraw from his arms at will in a similar fashion to the claws from Wolverine. So.
Gross.
That's cool.
Octoverine. Wolverpus.
Yeah, that's not
Cool,
nasty
that
at all.
sounds kind of
Someone's got to edit that. Somebody make a Wolverpus.
Yes.
Figure that out and send me a picture.
Okay. And Rosalind. Rosalind is a energy being. She was, by the name, I'm assuming female, but
Yeah.
may certainly people who like don't who like transcend gender are very common in the Eschaton. And you used to be a human, and then partway through transformation were grabbed up by our resident mind flayer, come
Yeah.
come adventurer, come ex-rogue. Did you want to talk a little bit about Rosalind Loki, Deanna Hull?
Yeah, sure. So I was wondering, is it a problem that I don't have a culture and a tech index and such?
So the culture would be would definitely be Core World's tech index is probably 10.
Should I have a tech index or no?
Same.
Okay, 10.
So, yeah, Rosalind was supposed to become a citizen and get a world of her own. She lived long enough, she traveled enough. She used to be this like nomadic adventurer who just traveled around and couldn't just sit still in the same place. But mostly Rosalind is defined by the fact that Andre stole her. Because he did that, she couldn't be fitted to her new body. She was getting a new body. And now she's just a soul. And that frustrates her a lot because she can still remember her old body, and she has like this phantom body basically. So she feels pain and she gets hungry and she needs to go to the toilet, but there's no body to do it with. So that's really a big problem, you know. Well, what if you have an itch on your nose but you can't scratch it?
Yeah. That's great.
But she's still quite thankful to Andre for stealing her away, because she did hear while she was waiting for her new body that her new body was gonna have a chip that would allow someone to control her. So in that way, she's not just purely hateful towards him. She's also thankful. She's not sure how she feels about him. And basically because she is a spirit, she cannot interact with the physical world. She has sensory perception, so she can see and hear and smell things. And she can use interface to communicate. So I could communicate with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I can also try and inhabit a body, but that's not always going to be successful, and the owner of the body might not like me for it and things like that. So
Yeah.
that has its disadvantages.
So what do you appear as to
Well, I imagine her
us?
kind of appearing as this slightly misty spirit, but you see that something's wrong because the spirit seems to fade away like mist being blown apart. So it's very hard to see what form this specific misty spirit does. Sometimes you see a bit of a human face in it with like brown hair, but then it fades away into the mist again.
Awesome.
Cool deal. Shall we finally jump into this?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. The scenes open, or the scene opens with Andre and Rosalind on essentially a borrowed ship, the starship
Borrowed?
called. Well, not actually stolen in this case. That's in the past, right?
Right.
That's the yeah.
Neither here nor there, really.
In this case, the starship was willing to give you guys a ride, essentially for the reputation gained for doing good deeds, because the Eschaton being the Eschaton Meta Society being extremely advanced doesn't generally rely on money as it's normally understood. It's this reputation system where if a lot of people like the things you're doing, you get more stuff. The ship you're on is called the Amenable, and you've been taking it to a planet that Rosalind had been to before, and was picked out to be one where she was going to establish a colony, and she did have a little bit of equipment sent ahead, but things haven't really been set up yet, and I'm assuming she's hoping to get things started once there. And so she did have some contact with the world spirit of Tantalus 5, which I don't know if it actually identified itself, but you may have, in interacting with it, gotten just the feeling of the name, and it's Iadu. Anyway, you're just about to make orbit, and what do you guys do?
All right, so we're just about to make orbit.
Okay. Oh, and so actually, Alexander is still is already on the planet, but I'll get to you very soon.
So I think that Rosalind and I probably haven't had much time to really discuss anything since I discovered what I actually stole. But when she told me of this planet, I was, as soon as I deemed it to be hospitable towards myself, I was more than willing to get away from the buyer, or more specifically his thugs, who are going to probably start to be looking for me when I don't show up with the technology that he wants. So I'm just grateful to be away from that whole situation for the time being, and I just sort of I probably spent a lot of time just sitting in silence and sort of thinking, being grateful.
And Rosalind, do you have like a initial reaction to making it back to this planet that will be yours?
It will be mine. Yeah, so you see Rosalind pacing. No, she's a spirit, so she can't really pace, but she's trying to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She might, occasionally, go off course, float up a little higher or lower, but she's trying to pace. And then you see her go into a, let's see, what's close on hand. A chair, and she speaks to. You're partially mechanical, right? Something like
A little bit. I have some metal in me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she speaks to your mind via the big interface,
Mm-hmm.
and says, can you please scratch my back?
I just sort of reply, what?
Can you scratch my back?
Sure. And I sort of like slowly reach my hand out with this sort of confused look and just gently, like with one finger, like scratch the back of the chair ever so lightly and just sort of wait to see. Is this doing
it
for
you?
Damn, you can stop now. You can stop now.
Okay.
No nerves. I knew it. It doesn't work. You see her like starting to pace again. She jumps out of the chair and starts pacing around.
Okay. I guess is anybody else seeing this, or is this just me? Like, are there people on board the ship also seeing this, or?
No, but you do know that the ship itself is sentient.
Okay. I guess I'll sort of just ask her what's the matter.
I've got this itch, and it's just there on my back, like right there. But I can't scratch it, cause I don't have a back.
Uh-huh. And this is a very, like, the fact that she has this whole phantom body thing is completely unknown and a foreign concept to Andre, so he's just like, sure. Yeah. I'm sorry. And he tries to, like, act sorry, but he just thinks she's a little bit crazy.
Okay.
She might be.
Yeah, sure.
I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah.
And around that point, the ship chimes in saying, "Stable orbit achieved. Warning. Long-range scanners detect a Grand Leveler class warship entering the inner system." And let's cut to Lexander. You are in essentially a crypt. The dust in there is like inches high, and suddenly, like as the like sort of theoretical camera tightens on your face, your eyes flick open, and you have this feeling that you're being once again called to duty, that there is a threat to Tantalus 5, and you are the only one who can stop it.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
So what are you feeling? What describe to me what you do as you wake up from this probably millennia long sleep.
So Tantalus is a planet?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you've there have been threats to it before, and during the last one, you did interact directly with the world spirit of the planet, Iona, and it's even more sleepy than you. Like you think that it first sort of came into being perhaps billions of years ago, but this is the first time that as you wake up, you can feel in the back of your mind that it's like actually awake rather than like there but dormant.
So yeah, he blinks open. He's probably wearing like an old furs, but they're like draped on him and stitched in like as if they were like a duster. So it's like a long coat of just like padded furs from different beasts. Probably some hides, like scaled hides as well. Just different beings and of probably alien nature as well that he probably wears. And I feel like he's missing an eye, but has like some sort of or no, he's got two different color eyes. One is like a cat eye, and the other one is like a big blue eye.
Cool.
Because he's genetically altered, and
Yes.
but So he like wakes up, and so I'm in a tomb of sorts, or like some sort of catacombs on Tantalus 5. What is around besides dust? Is it a huge cavern? Is there like blast doors in front of me?
Uh, so yeah, I think there's uh, heavy stone doors uh, before the the bier that you've been lying on, um,
Yeah.
and just like the faintest crack of light coming through, but due to your enhanced senses, it's enough for you to perceive your environment fairly clearly.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go try to open the door. Try to just like I try to pull it open, and use my super sci-fi genetically modified strength of 1,000 men to try to open this up
Okay.
and see what lies beyond.
Okay. So
Or
yeah, it opens with a rumble, and looking out upon the scene, you're at, apparently at the top of a mountain, and uh, off in the distance you can see like active volcanoes, and there's ash falling from the sky, but there's also shoots of plants. Um, both in the near and far distance, scattered. That it's not like full forests, but just sort of little copses of trees. And there's some wildlife of various descriptions, um, including one uh, that's near the tomb that looks sort of like a giant pterodactyl, very much like the one from heavy metal, and it eyes you fiercely and takes a hop back.
I'm going to. I'm gonna try to. I'm going to. I want to command it. I want to ride this thing,
Okay.
but I don't know how I would do that.
Okay. So that would probably be like a rapport roll, which you don't actually which you
Yeah.
don't actually have on your sheet. Um, should the should it be actually necessary to show up later with this beast or one like it, uh, because of your stunt Sears Mount Mastery, you can just kind of automatically do it.
Cool.
But it like this initial contact, may or may not go well.
Yeah.
So you can use a skill even though you don't have it. Uh, what you would do is rather. Let me see. Can you just click on an empty one and have it? Yeah. Okay. So on your sheet, you can just click on the die by any of the empty skill slots, and it'll roll. Oh no, that you can't do that. Never mind. So in the uh, uh, chat window, you can just type in /r 4DF, and it'll do a basic roll.
Okay. -1.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
So you can So if you had gotten like just like a 0 result, you'd be close enough that you could call upon an aspect to get a +2 and succeed.
Yeah.
But this thing, hasn't seen any sort of humanoid, probably ever, and is pretty skittish. Like anything it's seen before has been like a predator. So it's inclined to just like hop back and stay away. You can choose to succeed anyway, but there'd be a serious consequence involved.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
in this case probably isn't worth it. I mean, if you need to show up somewhere mounted, we'll
I could show up with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said there was something called Skynet, right?
Yes.
So is that a thing I can like tap into and figure out what's wrong, or am I just wake up and I know that something's wrong?
It's definitely something that you can tap into to. It's sort of ubiquitous, so it's not tied into to just this planet.
Yeah.
That sense that something's wrong, I think is coming from a more primal place.
Yeah.
But the Signet does have a wealth of information on like on any number of topics. You could if you were trying to get a just like a sense of what's going on in general, one thing you could do is use your access to it, essentially the interface skill, to start doing like a little bit of essentially research to give yourself an advantage when you right afterwards make a knowledge roll.
Okay.
So to do that, you just click on the little die by interface, and you'd be taking an action called creating an advantage.
Cool. I rolled 0. It looks like.
Okay.
Alexander Myriad, whatever.
Rolls an interface test of 0.
Okay. So so far the dice are against you.
Yeah.
And you've never been too keen on the just the artifice involved in contacting the Psyweb, and it's been a long time. All the people that you may have known have sort of scattered, so it's just and it's just vast. So it's you can't really glean any information from it itself, but you can still go ahead and make a knowledge roll to just kind of know what you know.
Sure, and that is knowledge 1. That's better than 0 and -1.
Okay.
I think.
It is.
No.
It at least is puts you in range of being able to get useful information. That one that average result isn't enough to get anything by itself. or get much by itself, but you could perhaps call upon an aspect to succeed. I'm kind of looking at amalgam of countless soldiers, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the aspects. Yeah. So an amalgam of countless soldiers. Yeah. All right. So and this is like what I'm made up from, right? An
yes,
amalgam of countless soldiers, and that's in any context I'd like, kind of in that.
yeah, like
Okay.
even though you're very much most comfortable in this barbaric setting, and have this feeling that your experience is better than any of the mind-boggling technology that's out there. You do have memories of of
ancestral memories.
campaign of campaigns in which you were part of forces invading from space, or any number of scenarios such that you are comfortable with comfortable with battle in pretty much any milieu. And I forgot you have the stunt War Mind, a +2 to knowledge checks involving tactics and warfare.
Okay.
So you have there's a choice. You can just learn about the tactical situation, invoking that stunt, but it would limit any information you got to the martial aspects of the situation. Or you could burn a fate point, counting upon that amalgam of countless soldiers aspect, and get a broader range of information. Or you can do both and have very detailed information on just the martial aspects.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use the amalgam of countless soldiers. I just feel like I have like these because of the DNA and stuff that they used to create me. However long ago, three millennia, 3.5 millennia ago, that I may this feeling that something is wrong, because I have the belief that if I am awake, there is a grave threat to the world. So this overarching feeling of being alive as well as threat is echoing through these old memories that I have. I can't help but think of through the eyes of a long dead soldier that may have fought whatever this is. So is this a knowledge roll now with that?
You already made the roll. I'm
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it does say.
Okay. So you would on your sheet there's under status there's something that says fate points. You would tick that down by 1.
Cool.
And so you you know that just from the essentially the feeling of the air and the reverberation from Iona, that there's definitely a threat, probably a starship uh, uh, out there and incoming that poses an actual threat to the planet, like not just one that would like burn down some trees or cause a problem for beings living on the planet, but one that could actually cause like some serious devastation.
Okay.
And there is there's probably some time to prepare, but not a lot.
All right. I think I'm just gonna keep my eyes on the sky and also kind of glancing over at that pterodactyl,
Okay.
making sure it's still within range. Maybe it's like swooping nearby and also probably lower, or like landed on a cliff below me. And then I kind of like look at it. I look up at the sky, and then like the scene probably ends with him just leaping off in like a swan dive towards this thing.
Nice. I love it. Okay, so Andre and Rosalind, you've gotten this warning from the Amenable, and what are you going to do? I mean, you can. It described it as a Grand Leveler class warship, which would, if it actually came to a battle, would clearly outclass the Amenable. The Amenable is not built for warfare at all. It's it's a ferry essentially.
What kind of size difference are we talking about? Just so I have some sort of image.
So the Amenable is probably about it's like a large yacht. So there's it has like a few rooms in it. Like you each have separate your own room on it. But
a lot of good that will do me.
Yeah. Yay. But
She probably keeps coming into my room to bug me.
Yeah.
Probably.
Besides that, in a main cabin area and a little bit of storage space, that's about it. It's like maybe a 30 or 40 meters in length and 3/4 of that wide. Whereas a Grand Leveler class warship is probably a significant fraction of a kilometer long.
Well,
yeah, that's pretty big.
I'd be happy to accept and compel to do something rash because I'm curious and restless. I'm not sure what would get us in the most trouble in this situation. Whether I'm restless and want to get off the ship and want to land as soon as possible, or curious and want to check out the scary spaceship, or whatever is might be interesting.
Okay, sure.
Andre is going to attempt to interface with the ship.
With the Amenable?
If that's possible, yeah.
Sure. Okay, so let me deal with the compel really quick first.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and take that fate point, and you know that you have this cornucopia machine on the surface, Rosalind, that would help you like build something that might be helpful in the situation. But I mean, you've seen cornucopia machines before. They're useful, but they're not particularly interesting. Um,
Boring.
whereas on the planet itself has a bunch of features that were in and of themselves interesting when you last visited, and you don't know how they may have changed. So yes, you should probably land to get away from being like directly attacked in a ship, because it'd be hard for a big warship to target you, in particular. Um, you're feeling that the way to do that is to just go down to uh, you know uh, this sort of junction here on the planet and take a look. Looks like there might be some caves to spelunk there, and that seems like it could be a good hiding place. Maybe.
Sounds cool. Yeah, totally.
Okay. So I guess you asked the amenable to begin a deorbital burn heading for there.
Yeah, and I ask it if it needs any help. I could always inhabit its body and help some with the piloting. As a friendly offer, of course.
If you wish, Rosalind, that that would be acceptable. And Andre, you wanted to interface with the ship.
Yes, I want to interface with the ship and tell it to land now.
Okay.
Basically. So just roll the interface.
Well, okay. So, I mean, you can contact it automatically, but sure, you could use your interface to help guide it. Rosalind, you could make a piloting role as well, and we'll use that to determine whether or not you land before it's obvious, before your position is obvious to this warship.
So I got a 4.
Okay. And yeah, let me.
And I got a good result.
Yes. Okay. So let me very quickly adjust a window that's. Oh, actually, I guess I can just move this thing up and. Okay, much better. Ish. Oops. Nope. Okay. Sorry about this.
It's all good.
Okay. I'm gonna to get this to look right. I'm gonna need to fight with it very quickly. So I apologize for the slight delay.
That's fine. We can talk on our in on our ship and tell it to move faster.
The interface is screwed up. What's going on? Can't seem to get the log.
I wonder what being a ship must be like.
Must
Well.
be weird, you get all those bugs.
Yeah.
All these parasites.
Okay. And let me do a make this a posed test. So I'll. Okay. So
I'd be happy to spend a fate point.
all
If
right.
that helps.
Uh,
Because I'm so
What do you-
restless. Like I might even be a little reckless. Not too careful with the ship, but I want to get down out of the ship. I've been cooped up in here forever, so I'm gonna, push the gas
nuts.
pedal and shoo.
Yeah, the energy being
Okay.
is so very clearly tied down.
okay. So some of the you come in at an angle that is a little bit reckless, and like some of the tiles on the ship like start to glow from
Sorry.
the atmospheric friction, but it's within tolerances, and you make a very quick deorbital burn, and you think that this ship is the Grand Leveler class is none the wiser. And Lexander, you see this bright line in the sky that you know is it has to be a small ship landing rather than a ship that's likely to be capable of being a threat in and of itself. But anytime someone from outside comes to the planet, it's a possible threat.
Okay. I mean, I can't. I guess I will start to path where it's going to go, and then I want to arrive there on the pterodactyl.
Okay. So as Andre and Rosalind, as you're coming in for a final landing, you see this strange scene of this humanoid on a pterodactyl sort of circling where you've locked into land. And as you come in on final approach, the pterodactyl lands on a position that kind of the hillock that overlooks the clearing where you've come in, and oh, I'm sorry. This whole time, the screen that you guys have been looking at is old. You should have been looking at that the whole time.
Wondering,
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. Cool.
But
That's what it.
yeah. And before I switch scenes, let me copy this and move us all over.
Wonderful.
Come in
New
there.
Earth to discover. I mean, it's not as green as I've seen on some of my travels, but I'm sure we can change that with some work on it. Rosalind has this plan that the original spirit may or may not agree with to really change this planet and make it like the way she imagined it.
Yeah.
And Iona may not be very happy with that, but she already has these plans. Like she wants a nice jungle over there, and then that part is gonna have a Taj Mahal, and then there needs to come a big city, and then.
Really, Las Vegas.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Makes like a mental note. Put in Las Vegas.
A spiritual note.
Yeah.
Need
Can't really
casinos
write
and
anything down.
strip clubs.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're, that's not ideal, but this one, something that'll be
Cool.
representative.
I got a little alarmed at first at the size difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Let's work that a little.
So the thing is as big as our spaceship?
It's like almost, yeah.
Well, no, it's not as big as your ship, but it's it's like a reasonable fraction of it. I mean, it's not just a bird. It's
It's a plane.
huge. Well, it's huge dinosaur.
Yeah.
And you everybody make an interface roll.
Interface.
Interface. In your face roll, I rolled a -1.
Okay. The dice hate you.
I know. I hate the system.
So, Andre, you hear this rumbling psychic voice.
Mm-hmm.
Just as the amenable says, incoming scan. And the rumbling voice says, who disturbs me?
I just sort of looked to Rosalind and I'm like, did you hear that too?
Yeah, I do think that some of the panels are a little loose. It might have something to do with our speedy descent.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. And again, I just think, okay, and I just sort of reply back. My name is Andre. Who am I speaking with?
You speak with the world mind, insect.
I wouldn't take it if somebody called me an insect.
Okay. Oh, so with your with your slick interface abilities, you do know that you could share this connection definitely with Rosalind. and you can kind of see that you do see a person up on that pterodactyl creature, and I mean you haven't met him yet, but you can tell that he is tied into the psi web. So you could either contact him from within the ship mentally. You could share your contact with Ionu, although it might be jumping the gun to do so. But you do have that option.
Okay. Now, when I interface with some sentient being, do I sort of... Is it just like as if I'm talking, or do I get some sort of like image of them as well, or only if they like send one?
You would just get, in terms of images, you would just get what they, consciously send.
Okay.
But it's certainly possible to send images, feelings, any of that.
Okay. I will link Rosalind in.
In the meantime, I think I've been. I'd like to have been sending a message to Alexander, and you get this kind of like pling. You have mail, and it's a message, and that it says patchwork. How quaint, and like attached to it is an image of like a very like bright pink
Quilt.
like patchwork jacket.
What?
You just hear a giggle.
I guess I kind of land, and then I guess wait, or no, and then I start speaking.
Armored beast. Why are you here?
Thinks he's
Eagle of metal.
as he's talking to the ship itself, trying to find where the eyes are of this giant beast. It hasn't seen in a while.
Can we?
So
hear
are you
him
interfacing with the
speaking,
ship or with me?
I'm just speaking out loud.
Okay.
Oh, verbally. Okay.
Yeah, verbally toward the creature, the ship.
Yeah, and given that the ship is airtight, you guys don't hear it.
Yeah, I figured, but
We're all taking this very seriously. While Andre's, speaking to the spirit of the world about, what we're doing here. We're just talking to ships and sending each other
We all
messages.
in the spirit world, or was it just our octopus man, Andre? Did he hear the spirit, the world spirit, or did everyone?
Oh, just Andre at this point.
Okay.
so I will respond that we have come here seeking refuge. And so now Rosalind hears that, so she's probably a bit confused, but assuming Ionu replies, then it'll probably become a little more clear.
Have I heard Ianu speak before? Would I recognize the voice?
It hasn't directly spoken to you before,
Okay.
but the psychic impression of its presence is definitely familiar.
Okay.
So, actually, let's. So, are you guys gonna hop out, or?
Has Ionu
you're-
said anything in response?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. So I'm sorry. The
Sure.
last thing you said to back to it was what again?
That we've come here seeking refuge.
Um, uh, very well. There are many fleas on my surface.
Well,
I just sort of keep my distaste to myself.
Jan. Now that you're here, we need to discuss some plans, because, yeah, I really do not like how this area looks. I think it needs to be much greener.
Jan?
Yeah, from like short for Yanu, like Jan, Yanu.
Oh, okay,
Jan.
okay. What? Oh. You are familiar, but not necessarily welcome.
I can't help it that they put me up with you.
So this sort of link I've established, I can sever that at any time, right?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not going to for now, but if she seems like she's offending the world spirit too much, I think that might quickly become a thing.
yeah.
And then it says, wait. You're too close to that spot. Leave. And the ground begins to rumble.
Oh, then you make me more curious.
Yeah.
What spot? What spot are we too close to?
And it seems to cut off contact. Like you could.
Damn it.
Yeah. You could try and force contact, but it's doesn't seem to be actively responding.
Perhaps
I'll,
it's too ticklish.
I'll send a message outside to to Alexander and be like, hey, any important sites around here?
It's been a while. I've been sleeping. There is a wonderful bed that way.
And he points towards the active volcano where he came from.
Right over there. You can't miss it. What are you doing here? Are you bringing threat to my planet?
No. We're just running away from the big spaceship.
The big spaceship. How far away are they?
Why don't you come in? And our good friend Ship can tell you more. And I'll ask the ship to open some kind of a door.
Okay. So yeah, hatch on the amenable opens.
As he's approaching him, can I start to sort of see him more clearly?
Well, do you approach? Like it's a bit of a surprise that this thing's mouth opens. So wide, and it's to the side rather than like right in front or back.
He does approach. It's a bit confusing because probably like the mouth is much smaller than he thought it would be. He does. He kind of laughs to himself. But if this thing is a planet, it's opening its weakness towards me by letting me inside. So he's kind of like, this is easy. And then making this easy.
Like Hercules and the Hydra. I strike from within.
Or he says like Heracles, and you're like,
The ancient mortal god Heracles.
he's mispronouncing old ancient languages. But yeah. So yeah, he's Gus right now.
So as he gets close enough for me to sort of see him more clearly, I imagine Andre looks visibly uncomfortable, and that he sort of gets these like sharp pains, and he hears like a bunch of like screams and cries for help in his head, and quickly tries to interface with the ship to get it to close that hatch before Alexander can board.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a that sounds sort of like a compel. Yeah, because that's
I'll definitely use the mind control.
Okay, so
it's not even just asking the ship. I'm straight up telling it to just.
Okay, so go ahead and take a fate point, and Alexander, this metal thing is closing its mouth right as you're about to get there. What do you do?
If the thing closes its mouth, he's gonna try to dive into it as it's closing.
Okay.
And he's just like, oh shit, and he's like, that's his opportunity to actually get inside the weak point of this.
Can I give him a hand? By trying to fight.
If only.
No, figuratively speaking. Yeah. By trying to fight Andre's efforts.
To close the ship.
Yeah, try to have the hatch close slower.
Since it's a compel,
fair
no,
enough.
It's sudden and unexpected, and you don't see why he would like change his mind out of the blue like this.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can see though, I look like I'm in pain right now.
I was just busy thinking about how hungry I was and how much I want that chocolate pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So Alexander, make a athletics test to jump in.
Gladly.
Okay.
3.
So yeah, I think that's good enough. You get in just in time though, as the like it clips off just like a tiny bit of the fur on your boot, and you have to kind of roll to land properly.
Yeah, tumble down the slope of the door. Yeah, and then I just like kind of roll in and get up and I guess get ready for combat.
Okay. And just as you do that, the amenable says, "Incoming message. Shall I relay?"
Sure.
And what you hear is Rosalind, you cannot hide from me. I, Brexamillion Astarte Hades Worthington, will have my prize.
So do I know who Brexamillion is? I mean, I know, but does
yes.
Rosalind know? She knows there was someone.
Uh,
Maybe she heard the name, but she might have not heard the name as well. I can
Yeah.
roll a d100 to see if she
Uh,
is.
Guy, I think that would be that would be a knowledge check.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a particularly difficult one, um, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I will do a basic roll. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, you have no idea who this is. Um,
Creepy.
yeah. um, but Alexander, you have this sort of sixth sense that some sort of uh, like weapon system or uh, landing is being deployed. And we're a bit over an hour and a half in. Would you guys like to take a short break?
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Sure. Yeah.
I
Okay,
can get a cup of tea.
cool. Okay, so we will. Let me get the transition ready. Uh, uh, we will be back in about 5 minutes. Um, please stick around for more of the Eschaton. Welcome back. Let's see. So where we left off, there was the Amenable had just relayed this message from Braximilian, but you don't recognize him. I should go ahead and Cord, have you make a roll for Alexander to a knowledge roll to see if you recognize anything familiar about Andre.
Cool. I rolled a 3.
Okay. So there is something like vaguely familiar from like a scrap of memory.
Yeah.
But you don't exactly recall the context.
Okay. Familiar.
Who are you? I feel like I know you from somewhere. Have I threatened you before?
Nice.
I sort of take a moment and just sort of. I see that he's not at least openly threatening me currently, and I sort of calm down a little bit, and I say to him that my name is Andre, and you two seem familiar. I don't know from where.
What brings you here?
Well, we were trying to avoid a large, very large warship.
You said that. Now, is the warship still on your trail?
I don't believe so.
I was sleeping for quite some time. And I only wake when there needs to be something defeated.
Tracking multiple contacts emerging from potentially hostile ship.
Multiple what emerging from the ship?
Contacts.
Contacts. What do you mean? Like sending us friend requests?
Yeah.
Sensor contacts. They appear to be either missiles or autonomous robotic agents.
Okay, we're being shot at. No, that. Just say that next time.
Yes, Rosalind.
Open
Well,
the door and let me out so I could fight them.
Oh, actually, do I know any caves nearby that would be big enough to house this ship?
Well, you did think you thought you saw a cave near where you landed. And it would probably be large enough. Although if you lift it off again to maneuver into it, that in itself might attract attention. Like if they've already found you, then it wouldn't matter. But if they're if they're searching for you, then it could easily give away the game.
I know a cave nearby that we can put this ship in. What do you guys think? Should we risk it?
I think we shouldn't sit in the open like this.
Yeah.
But if they did find us, perhaps it's best we leave the ship.
Oh, I have an idea. Is there any wildlife nearby? Like, you know,
Is it-
animals the size of humans?
There's a crazy human in our ship right now.
There's
Other than him.
yeah. Well, there's the pterodactyl-ish thing up on top of the hill.
Something that would fit in the ship.
Yeah, that wouldn't fit in the ship. Make a investigation check.
Because I have a plan. If we find ourselves three life forms that we can put in the ship, then we can just leave the ship here, and they'll think they'll shut the ship down with us in it, because they might have detected life forms, and then we'll just go and hide in the cave.
You do notice these small herd of these creatures that are look sort of like kangaroos and are about that size, but scaly, and they have eyes both on the front of their heads and then back, and their tails about midway along the length, sort of branch out into more of a cat o' nine tails arrangement.
Well, I think they should do. You any good with animals, Mr. Patchwork?
I hate them.
Okay, too bad.
Okay, so
how about you?
Yeah, one of the things you can do with the fate system is add things in the flow. So you could, if you wanted, take a stunt that actually helps you with animal husbandry.
Yeah.
Right now, if you wanted. Or you could just go out there and knock a few out and drag them
Yeah,
back
that
in.
sounds more like.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah.
How many you want?
Three would be nice.
Right.
They'll need
They
to
need to be alive.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, alive. Oh.
But they'll die
Thank you,
shortly. If
Yeah,
they're-
only
Is it
for a short period of time. But I think in Fate, lethal and non-lethal damage is not a thing. Like, you can just choose whether you want to knock something out or not. I don't know if that's the same for Mindjammer, but
Sure. With this hack of the game, whenever you hit things, you'd be applying some sort of aspect to it, and you can choose the aspect like unconscious when if you succeeded by enough, rather than injured or killed.
dead.
Yeah. Although if you're using the Death Rune sword, you couldn't choose unconscious. Really,
Yeah.
just
Probably just use his fists. He
yeah.
could probably do a couple sleeper holds
Okay.
on these things.
Punch out some kangaroos.
Yeah.
Okay.
This morning workout.
So you come running after them, and you do have preternatural speed, but they have these huge jack legs, So let's do a contested athletics roll.
Okay. I mean, well, I've got a pretty good athletics. I rolled a 1. Damn it.
You could probably redo that though.
Oh yeah, I can. Right, I could do.
You couldn't just
does
get
that
a
do
+2. You could
aspect?
even re-roll it.
So you could invoke an aspect to just reroll rather than just getting a bonus. But these things are off like lightning, so you're gonna you'd have to get a little bit lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll do a reroll, but how do I do that? I have to use one of the aspects.
Okay, so you would burn a fate point, and pick an aspect that that fits, and just kind
Genetically
of work
engineered?
Yeah, I mean that would do.
Yeah. Probably as like the bay door is opening again, I use the vantage point and leap from the top, and then try to tackle one of these things from the top of the bay as the drawbridge bay door of the ship as it's lowering. Hopefully, it gives me more of an advantage. So I'm gonna roll again. 2.
You're rolling terrible.
I know. What's wrong? I got a +4 as well. I think I roll.
Yeah.
My stats.
You should do good on this.
So as they lope away, well, actually, so you think that you might have been able to catch them off guard and grab grab some, but as you're approaching, the amenable makes this loud bleeping noise, and startles them, and then says, "So sorry. Accidental audio discharge due to damage sustained during re-entry. Yes, that's it. Damage sustained during re-entry."
I just sort of like bang my fist into the wall of the ship. Sorry, I slipped.
I'm gonna try to like clamber up the drawbridge door again and try to pry it open with my hands, also requesting access. And then
It seems as if we should just go hide in the cave.
they like look towards the
Seems
sky and
not
they're like
that much
already
time.
reaching orbit.
Okay. So as you're doing that, you do see some sort of objects in the sky, sort of black and spherical. Let me. One thing. Sort of like that. If that's visible.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and the that purple light like shines out and is playing across the ground. It hasn't necessarily, or they haven't necessarily spied you yet, but seems like it might be a matter of time, and like it'd be really hard to move the ship without them noticing.
Okay. So as using stunts takes fate points.
there are, unless it specifically says that it costs a fate point to use, then no.
Okay. So as a last ditch effort, I just sort of I'm going to just tell Lexander, you'll need to carry me, and I'm going to attempt to use my astral projection to project myself outside of the ship, larger to sort of hopefully herd them towards and hopefully a few of them into the ship. The creatures we were trying to get in there before.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
And then my body just sort of goes limp.
Okay. So you can project yourself automatically, convincing these reptilian jackalope things to turn about is a slightly different matter.
Right.
Go ahead and make a provoke check.
Okay. And how do I do that?
Okay. So let me see. Do you actually?
I don't have that skill.
Okay. So in the chat window, you can just type /4DF. /roll 4DF.
Can I give him a hand by looking at these creatures and seeing what would provoke them?
Sure. Okay. So you think that given their large ears, they might be susceptible to like high pitched noises?
Just scream at them. I tell. I guess the avatar of or not avatar, clone. What is it?
It's a projected image of myself.
I'll tell your projection to just like scream like a little girl. They'll like that.
To my knowledge, I can't actually do that. So I just sort of glare at you from outside the ship.
Make some high-pitched noise.
Actually, do I even understand? Can I still perceive things like of that nature, or no?
Well, through the PsiWeb, you can definitely.
Okay. So I'm still linked into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just.
Maybe you can play an audio file of a screaming girl.
Uh-huh. Would that be possible?
Well, that would be coming from the ship rather than from your projection. So that would kind of have the opposite effect.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the ship should make a low humming sound to calm them. But
I mean, you might have something else that might possibly divert them. There is now that you're perceiving from this vantage point, you do see that one of these creatures seems to be in the lead and sort of directing the others, if not like consciously, then just by the fact that it's in front.
Okay. I will attempt to interface with this creature.
You can you can tell immediately that oh wait,
can I try doing that?
Okay, so if you have a stunt that lets you interface with creatures that don't themselves have the skill.
I do.
Okay.
I
Then-
can't send sounds, but I can send an image of like a very, very big predator.
All right. Make a provoke yourself.
No, but I didn't have it either. That doesn't really help, does it? Can I?
Well, I mean, you can, hopefully roll okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Well, then I might as well let Andre do it. I wouldn't want to steal his thunder. And if it goes wrong, we can totally blame him.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, so I have the mind control that might work.
Okay.
So that lets me use my interface to apply aspects involving suggestion. So a 2 on my interface roll.
Okay. Well, I mean, this thing's just an animal and pretty weak-willed. So it takes a little time, but you do manage to get them turned around and heading back.
Okay. I'm going to suggest that it and 2 others enter the ship.
Okay.
I'll open the ship doors.
Okay. So they're kind of naturally disinclined to enter something so unfamiliar and that looks like a big predator. So you think that they would, especially with that roll, would need some sort of...
Can I use one of my fate points to do it?
Sure.
Okay.
As long as you have... what are you invoking? What aspect?
I will discover the limit of my powers. My belief. Does that work?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So so that leader one does come right to the entrance, and several of the others are nearby but hanging back a bit, because it's you even with a good result or a great result in this case, you're still limited to controlling one at a time.
Right. Yeah, Andre's just hoping that this one who seems to be in charge will sort of, whether mentally or just through example, lead a couple others in there.
Okay. And Lexander, you do think that the others are probably within leaping distance.
All right. If that's the
Go,
case,
caveman, go.
open the door again. Actually, no, probably because I'm still
I'd
clambered onto
already
the
opened
door.
the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leap from there. 1. Oh my god.
Wow.
You have a plus. Wow. How do you do that? That's
I
just
don't know.
skill.
Like that. Yeah. Wow.
Man, it's a good thing he's got a +4. Be like,
Yeah.
all the time.
Really utilizing that.
Okay.
Clearly, the muscles are drawn on.
Yeah.
You can try re-rolling it again.
Yeah, that's my last fate point.
So, well, okay, that is good to know.
Yeah.
Let me see. So I would uh, I think the leap doesn't bring you close enough to gently knock these things out and and bring them in time.
Yeah.
But you do think you are close enough to just kill the closest ones, and they're saying they wanted them brought in alive, but
Yeah.
they're probably just being squeamish. So I would offer you a fate point to if your medieval mindset brought you to
the medieval
conclusion
mindset is gonna probably I'm gonna break one of their necks and bring it inside, and offer it to them. Do I re-roll or do I get a fate point? What do I do here?
Okay, so you do get a fate point.
Sweet.
I'll take it. Okay. And roll a melee combat. Normally, or in a lot of circumstances, this sort of fight, we'd break it down into, there we go, individual actions, and you would...
so this is what you do right.
Yeah.
Break things.
We sort of break it down into individual moves, and you'd be building up aspects until you could apply the aspect, like dead as a doornail or whatnot to them. But rather than doing that, we're just going to roll the whole fight into a single test, which you succeed at. But again, this is a compel, so you take 3 of them out, but that includes the controlled one, and the rest of them run off.
All right.
So when he kills that one, I assume that means the link breaks. Is it at all painful, or is it like communication just stopped?
You tell me.
I kind of imagine it's painful, right? I imagine that it, without even necessarily meaning to, just sort of transmits that to me as it's right before it dies, or as it dies.
Okay.
So
yeah, you totally feel its death throes and shudder, and it's terribly familiar. Like you've been through.
I break my projection, and I sort of my body comes to again with like a sharp, painful sounding breath, and I look around to see what's happened.
Okay, so out the door you see the 3 dead animals, and what are you guys? What are the rest of you gonna do?
I think I'll try and inhabit one of them. I'm not sure what happens when you try to inhabit a dead body, and I'll try to walk it inside.
Okay.
I tell Alexander to put them on board, and we need to go.
So yeah, I'll try inhabiting the biggest one so that doesn't have to be, dragged on board to make things faster.
Okay. So yeah, I think inhabiting a dead one is a distinctly unpleasant experience. And,
I bet.
Yeah, and with its neck broken, it's really hard to move it.
Probably very
but-
disorienting.
Yeah. But
Just sort of.
yeah. But you don't necessarily rely on getting a brain to body signal. You're inhabiting the whole body.
Mhm.
So you manage to kind of push it in, and Alexander, you're seeing this like vile necromancy or perhaps
one
it isn't
very
disconcerting.
persistent creature.
How would you perceive this?
So yeah, he probably just sees, like, as it's coming back, he's gonna try to. He has one in his hand that he's dragging up onto the ship, and then he immediately drops it, and then tries to tackle the other one because he thinks that it's still alive, of sorts.
I'm going
This time,
to.
Roll with athletics 3.
I'm going to reach out with one of my extended tentacles from within my hand, and just sort of grab his arm, not hard or anything, and just wait. That's Rosalind.
Okay, so you tackle it, and then Andre taps you, and
I'll stick like a spooky hand out of the creature and wave.
But she... What? What do you mean?
I'll send him a message.
We don't have time to explain. I just sort of take another tentacle and try and drag one of the creatures on the ship.
Okay, you get them in short order, and so are you guys gonna start to leave the ship and just head for the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to figure out what route we could take using my geographical knowledge to basically to get there unseen. Like,
Okay.
Is there some kind of overhanging ridge that we can walk under or something like that?
Okay, go ahead, roll.
Before we leave the side of the ship, I'd like to also make sure that the ship closes its door again.
Okay.
Don't want to break any illusions we might have of them having killed us, if at all possible.
So yeah, you see a route that. The plus 2 is already included.
Yeah, it's already included.
So you do see a route that's mostly in shadow. It should do. And so as you're leaving and closing the door, the amenable says, "Really? You're leaving me?" Well.
Hey, you can fly away. Each their own.
It was fun while it lasted, and I just sort of put my hand lightly against the ship.
I suppose it is too much to hope for loyalty from humanoids.
It's not you, it's me. I think we just need to see other people.
Well, you're too different from me.
Yeah, we're not similar enough. You don't have an octopus head.
Okay. So you make it to the cave entrance, and you think unnoticed.
You see Rosalind bend double, panting, even though she doesn't run.
I'd like to attempt to stealth there, even if it means moving a bit slower than them.
Okay. Are you trying to uh, usher them along in ways that step there to stay in that shadow, stay down, all that, or are you just being yourself stealthy, and if they're not, well, then that's their problem.
I want to try and kind of help them along because it's best if none of us get noticed.
Okay. Well, if you're trying to tell me where to go, I'll be like, fine. I'll roll my eyes and I'll just inhabit your shirt.
I was gonna say I can basically just carry Rosalind anyway.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. 3.
Okay. Again, you think you're good.
Okay.
You get to the cave entrance, and I realize it suddenly went black.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
It was dark vision.
You do.
That's right.
And I think that even without it, Rosalind can become bright enough to light the way.
Yeah.
It just seems to be sort of a natural cave. You think there might be some sort of glimmer of light from around the bend.
From up this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I see anything over this way?
You look into the crack, and no, it seems like it's...
okay. Okay. So I think we should continue to move in the same fashion and be a little cautious. But at least we're not out in the open with the very apparent threat. So.
Okay. There is a definite bend in the cave ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You said you're being cautious. Do you are you peering ahead, or are you stopping to project yourself? What does that caution look like?
I think probably just moving stealthily and sort of peering ahead. He probably doesn't really think there's necessarily time to project himself again.
Okay.
Given the threat outside and not knowing what's in here.
All right.
Is there a rat of some sorts nearby that I can inhabit?
No. You don't see any life in this cave at all. Let me see. Make a. Would it be notice? Sure. Everybody make a notice check.
Your bad luck is rubbing off on me.
I know. Sorry. No teacher. Notice.
Ah. Okay.
Oh, okay. It didn't just rub off on us. You just stole ours.
Yep.
Well, that's one way.
Cute.
I'm the thief around here.
So you notice a very subtle sort of humming cyclic noise, and get this feeling of something like sort of ominous and powerful, and uh, linked to sort of destiny and the situation at hand.
Huh. All right. So,
You guys do that.
See what?
I don't hear anything.
There's an odd noise.
is it coming up ahead?
Yeah.
Just right.
I'll attempt to interface with Alexander and have him send
Tweet
it
you.
to me. Yeah. So do I need to roll for that, or will it just happen?
It essentially just happens unless, Alexander, you don't want to
No,
provide
he can do it.
Okay. So yeah, so those full impressions are communicated to you. They aren't familiar to you at all.
Okay.
I guess I'll ask. Sure, please. What's your name, by the way?
Lexander.
Lex.
Lexander Myriad Vauxhall Hooveriant.
Yeah. So Lex.
No. Lexander Myriad Vauxhall Hooveriant.
Fine. Just share it with me.
Very prim and proper, barber.
How do I share it?
I'll
drag and
link
drop.
Rosalind in.
Okay. By the way, every time I talk to you, I'm doing that through the interface, since
Yeah.
that is the only way I can talk in spirit form.
Okay.
Yeah. So you hear that now?
Do I recognize it?
Hmm. You don't recognize it as such, but you do have the impression that whatever it is in front of you may be. Well, okay. Actually, go ahead and make. What would that look like? Would it be empathy? No, make an investigate check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's
Can I re-roll that because I'm curious?
you you can re-roll it, but you would need I forgot what the name of the +5 result is, but
Superb.
Superb. You would need a superb result.
I'll just try it. I am very curious. I wanna know what it is. Damn it! So close.
Okay. So there's something about it on the tip of your mind, but you just can't resolve it into anything meaningful.
Damn it. I know this sound, but I didn't know what it is. Must be lack of a body. My intelligence is deteriorating.
So
Let's move ahead and we'll find out.
okay.
Do you guys mind going without light? I'd rather
I
not give us
see.
away by being all spooky.
Can I see in the dark, or?
Pretty well.
Okay.
It's more of
Yeah, I
a
don't mind.
it's more of a feeling in the dark, like
Hmm.
just a extrasensory perception,
Right.
rather than using your eyes.
Actually seeing, yeah.
Yeah.
Although as you go around the corner, you do see an eerie glow.
I would like to inhabit Alexander's sword.
Okay.
So that I don't give off any light.
Okay. As you start to, you get like this really nasty feeling from it. Like you could proceed, but it might not go well.
I'm going to proceed.
Okay, you're curious about.
I take a compel to proceed.
Sure.
Even if you just want it to happen but go bad.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
If there's some interesting way that could happen.
Okay. So you like touch it with as the beginning of trying to meld with it, and it actually cuts your energetic form, and you have the sticky aspect. Let's call it.
I'd be in pain, right? But I couldn't bandage the wound.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
I'd be
take out-
bleeding out without being able to.
Well, okay, it's not that bad. It's like it's like a. It is. You have the sticky aspect, mildly injured. So it's like a nasty wound on your hand that, given your situation, you can't do a whole lot about. But it's not likely to deteriorate.
Okay.
I'm going to take out the sort of like energy capsule that she was in and sort of try and put her back in that, and maybe that'll make her feel better, or at least keep her safe for the time being.
No, put me back in there.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with him putting me back in there, but I will totally kick and scream while he does it.
Okay. Before you is this this machine. It's definitely the source of both the cyclic humming and the just sort of that sense of destiny. And it or Andre, you get a sense of like it regarding you, regarding all of you, um, but it doesn't give any physical sign.
Okay.
It's dark in here.
So it doesn't give a physical sign, but it seemed to regard us. So then it seems to me to be sentient, to some degree at least.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I'd like to attempt to interface with it then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. I got a 2.
Okay. Okay. So you do make contact, but it's it's not entirely on your own terms. Like as soon as you make contact, it doesn't like invade your mind, but sort of.
I don't feel like I'm the one in control.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very unsettling. Right? That's not the case usually.
And you hear in your mind, let me see. Andre Dulinar, what have you brought? I see. Lexander, there must be a problem.
I knew it.
And contact, and that last part of it, there must be a problem. You all hear, mentally.
I'm not here.
And then it continues. If you are here now, that means it's about to happen. What do you do?
What's about to happen?
Yeah, what's it?
So you're already like around the corner looking at this thing. So the light from like the entrance should be pretty much cut off. But there's a flash that's nearly blinding from outside. Followed by like this pressure wave, and Lexander, make a knowledge roll.
You simply have a problem.
5.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
You think that whatever's going on outside is a particular type of in your paradigm fell magic or curse upon the land that would build up very quickly over time, and if any of you received too much of it, well, I mean, you're not sure about this energy ghost thing, but it would. You've seen this before, and anyone exposed to it for too much of it for too long starts to experience like hair loss and vomiting, and followed by delirium and death.
A little more serious on the last two there.
Went somewhere though.
Yeah. And like out of character, you this is high levels of radiation.
Yeah. And that's happening outside?
Yeah.
Your poor pterodactyl or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's gonna lose all its hair.
There seems to be something going on outside. I think we're in danger.
No kidding.
Things are losing their hair. Things are...
Don't have any hair to lose.
Yeah.
Think I'm safe?
but we're... breath of the gods is what we used to call it. And not many survive it.
The hair loss?
The breath of the gods is a sign. Hair loss is a sign. It kills you from inside out.
Sounds a bit more concerning.
Yes.
So, would I know if this flash of light and breath of the gods, if that would be something that would be powerful enough to rid me of my phantom body?
Well, it probably just like seeping radiation wouldn't be a problem, but like if it were to be intensified, or if you like caught a direct blast, it could definitely like discorporate you.
In a good or a bad way?
Well, you feel pretty confident that you'd have the opportunity to be to transmigrate elsewhere, but it would involve dying, which is never a pleasant prospect.
Damn. I guess I'll have to find something else then. Okay, that's not an option. I guess we'll just have to stop it then.
I'm gonna turn back to the large machine looking thing and ask what's going on.
Well, as I was saying, it's happening. Orbital bombardment.
Oh, good.
Perhaps you should come aboard.
Do I
That thing is being too
recognize
nice.
it as a ship?
It certainly could be.
Okay. Well,
Can I try and hack
I
into
don't really
the thing?
see too many other options. So yeah. if this is saying it can get us out of here.
Yeah.
Very well. You may enter. And a hatch opens, very much like the main gangway hatch on the Millennium Falcon. So, like lowering down from the fuselage.
Okay.
And inside, it's like
Before we go in,
huh?
before we go in, I would like to figure out what this thing is up to, because I don't trust it.
Okay. Roll empathy. You think that whatever this thing is, it almost certainly has its own agenda, but it's not necessarily hostile.
Okay.
It doesn't like reek of trap.
I'll send Andre and Alexander this like movie of this like this little video clip of this like kitty walking into a lion's den. And in the video, the kitty doesn't immediately get eaten, but
Yeah. It like cuts out right before they all wake up.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know.
I still don't really see any other option. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
me neither. I'll play this like death marching tune as we walk in.
Yeah. Appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
As you enter, you hear, "Welcome to the Infinity Dancer. Make yourselves comfortable." And so the inside, once you're up the gangway, it's interesting. The inside to Andre, it looks like a place from your memories where you once, or at least one of the cells that you are drawn from
Mm-hmm.
took refuge after a particularly bitter conflict, and the place was very quiet and soothing, and you can like fill in what that would look like.
Okay. He immediately feels a little more at ease, and he says through the interface to Rosalind and Alexander that he thinks this is a safe place.
Alexander, what you perceive is this is actually a very well fortified castle. The 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 walls are very high. The arrow slits are arranged just so to so that any approaching attackers would be at an extreme disadvantage and easy to pick off. It has a comfortable roaring fire. It's perfect.
All right.
And Rosalind, this this is actually the penthouse of your overlooking the first city on Tantalus 5, and
I heard the music from the shows downstairs.
yes, and you're viewing it from the. It's still an energy body, but there's a tactile feedback matrix has been
Nice.
designed into you. So yeah, you can feel everything, and when you concentrate, pick things up and interact with them.
Scratch that itch.
Oh yeah.
I will first thoroughly scratch my back, and then I will try to see through the what I imagine is an illusion.
Okay.
I'll
Make,
let her out of the capsule as well.
okay.
Thanks.
Make a investigation check.
Okay. Do I spin a top?
And let me see. So, So, like, academically, you know that this is a projected reality.
But it's just so nice.
Well, it's not that it's not the temptation. It's just that it's perfect. It's in terms of its execution. There's sort of a verisimilitude and reality to it that is non-illusory. Like it's you're pretty sure that either this ship's ability to project an illusion is beyond your current ability to distinguish it from reality, or in some way
I got
it
projected
is,
into the future.
yeah, it is creating an actual reality overlay.
Well, I'd happily accept some compel to to just be like, okay, I'm too frustrated by my body. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna find chocolate cake or something like that. Just happily enjoy being in this position if you think that could lead to interesting story.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I think that I won't do a compel there, just because there isn't a really great other option. Like, I mean, you can run back out into the radiation, and just keeping in mind that this is. I mean, you can keep in mind that this is that this may be an illusion, but you do also perceive each other. Just sort of integrated into the your personal milieus. So there sort of isn't a downside to going with it.
Okay. I'll just I'll try to find a fridge and raid it.
Okay.
So I'm going to sit in this large, comfortable chair, and I imagine it's sort of like almost like sort of a hot springs kind of place is what comes to mind. Very relaxing. People bringing you food or snacks or whatever you want, and I'm gonna ask Lexander why he's not sitting down.
So you're undressing to jump into the water?
Not just yet. I'm relaxing.
He grunts a little and then he finally sits down.
Then you all hear the outside environs are getting a bit difficult, shall we say. Do I have your permission to travel? And you can all hear the, very clearly the sort of the aggravation and frustration inherent in that word permission.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it needs to ask our permission. I'll say through like a mouthful of like cake and sandwiches and such. Sure, if you have some more of this delicious chocolate cake.
I just sort of chocolate cake.
Wait.
Yes.
I mean, you're very clearly eating like a biscuit or something instead, and be very confused.
Yeah. A protein
And,
bar.
I'm going to attempt to see what's really going on.
Okay. Oh, and real quick beforehand, would Rosalind want to have like servants around, or would that be annoying?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think she enjoys like meeting new people and traveling, and servants would just be a burden.
Okay. Says, of course, there is always warm cake in the oven.
Ooh, nice! And I run to the oven and like open it.
Okay. It's perfect. So
I might just stay here.
Andre, go ahead and.
Is it an investigation?
Sure.
2.
Okay. Yeah, the illusion / reality overlay is there's like no seam to pick at.
Mm-hmm. So I'll just jump back to earlier conclusions and assume that Rosalind is crazy. It's clearly
Always
a
a safe
biscuit,
assumption.
not chocolate cake.
So, what time and space coordinates, roughly speaking, would you like to travel to?
Hmm.
The nearest hospitable location?
Hold on. Don't be hasty. Don't
Wherever
be
the
hasty.
threat is.
Don't listen to him.
Actually, I think that's a good idea. We should try that. That sounds interesting.
Right.
Isn't the threat right here where we are?
I can't stop this.
I think he should get a fate point for wanting that, though.
Wait,
So
you're
it's like
right.
a great compel.
Okay.
We are. It's actually the problem. This is using too much power. It is seeping radiation into the planet.
I start pulling wires out and start trying to unplug this thing. Actually, I reach into it. I try to start pulling bricks. What it seems like, ripping wires, but in his mind, pulling bricks and digging at the mortar around the bricks of this castle.
I really would prefer if you desisted. But, first order of business. Go ahead and take that fate point, Alexander.
Okay.
And continues, I'm very sorry, Andre, but it seems you have been outvoted. Proceeding to source of danger. Oh, and I should inform you that essentially what's done is done. It's already happened. You uh, our destination coordinates are a point in time space before uh, orbital bombardment commenced. However, that time stream still exists. But perhaps you'll find a better branch. Good luck.
This is a very creepy TARDIS.
Yeah.
So, a moment later, sort of overlaid on top of the overlay, you can perceive outside of the Infinity Dancer hangar, or what seems to be a hangar. There are a number of those spheres floating about, and some shuttlecraft. And Alexander, reinterpret those however you wish. But this is sort of a jumping off point, in that from here you can certainly do the adventure of running through this large ship and defeating the big bad. But it's been 3 hours. I'd be happy to keep going, but Cord, if you need to head out, we could totally wrap it up here.
Yes, I unfortunately do. I have to start doing some prep for Encounters game later. So, but yeah, tons of fun, and cool. I wish I could stick around.
Okay. So thank you guys so much. I had a great time too. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you be up for trying it out. Dipping your toes back in at some point in the future. As other people play, there may be some links to what's happened here, but the sort of the connections will be a little bit fluid. There will be essentially as much canon between episodes as just kind of works. Before we wrap up completely, Logan, from the Hollow, where can people reach you?
So you guys can find me on twitch.tv/fromthehollow. My links to all my other social media, my YouTube and things like that can be found there as well. I stream pretty much every day for about 5 to 8 hours usually, sometimes more, sometimes less. And Thursdays at around 6 p.m. we have a D&D group as well. So, but other than that, I just sort of stream what I want when I want. So you never really know what you're gonna get.
Okay. And feel free to link your Twitch or other outlets in the chat. There isn't like a bot that will tell you no.
Great.
Okay. So, Cord, Mythematic,
Yes.
where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Encounter Roleplay. I'm production manager over there, as well as DM and full-time player. We are actually going live in 2 hours from now. We are continuing the Solace campaign, another sci-fi game doing in the Cypher system. The players are trying to get... They're trying to get to a planet ruled by some baroness to get the jump gate ring so they can reconfigure that, go back in time to fix what they screwed up last season. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think they're transporting slaves or something. They'll figure it out. So yeah, they're doing that. That's what I do in roleplay on there with Counter Roleplay. The logo behind me. Check that out.
Very cool.
Also, I myself, Mythematic, to stream on roleplay on my own channel, twitch.tv/Mythematic. Been accepted into Twitch RP CGR, and I have my own.
Okay. You're kind of cutting in and out. And
my robot.
yeah. Well, it's not full on robotic, but there's like a couple of syllables.
It's doing what it did the last 24-hour stream, where it was like you can hear a little bit, and then it's like you're moving far away, and then you're coming back in and moving far away, but it's just the audio coming in and out.
Okay, well, follow me on Mythematic. Twitch.tv/Mythematic. That's all.
Okay. Well, the timing is good.
Good.
And Hasse, I know that you don't currently stream other than very kindly running on Wednesdays. But you do have a Twitch account, right?
Yeah, but there's no real reason to follow it because I just use it to write messages when I watch like other things rather than to stream myself.
Okay.
I have a very beautiful toaster that does not stream.
Okay. And at some point I need to convince you to join the dark side of Twitter, but
some point. I'll make a
no
I'll make
pressure.
A Twitter account. I'll make a Twitter account. I will.
So thanks again, everyone. if you enjoyed this and want to check out more, please do go ahead and hit follow. I stream role-playing stuff generally 4 times a week. Coming up on Wednesday, we're going to be Hasse is going to be running Wild Blue, which is another Fate game that is set in a somewhat fantastical version of the Wild West with superpowers. And
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Then on Saturdays, kind of late, from a Pacific time zone point of view, I run Taking Waterdeep, which is a high level, often intrigue heavy D&D campaign. Although lately the characters have been trying to clear out a section of the Undermountain of Waterdeep, and finally, or not quite finally, but on Sundays, I do the Eschaton with an ongoing game with the same group with full continuity, and that game's a little bit like sort of lighter. I mean, it's like funny, but I torture the players horribly. It's really mean. And then on Mondays, it's a bit of a toss-up. Every other week, I do open Legend with the devs, and I believe that they were on Encounter not too long ago.
Sundays.
Yeah,
our Sunday game.
So with that long-winded outro by myself, and I apologize, I'm gonna go ahead and end things. Please do hang on so I can toss you fine folks to something else cool to check out. I would toss it directly back to you guys at Encounter, but it's going to be
That's
like
an hour and 45.
Yeah.
But we'll see you all later, because I know that you guys are all going to hang out and watch that. So, but yeah, I'll be GMing.
Cool.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I need to catch up on it, but it sounds really cool. I will definitely do so. Okay. So
Great.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye.